Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. We have another classic film review today, and it is the great film Secondhand Lions, a wonderful family movie from 2003 that stars Michael Caine, Robert Duvall and Haley Joel Osment, and it tells the tale of Walter, Haley Joel Osment's character, who is sent to live by his mother, played by Kyra Sedgwick, with his two great uncles, played by Michael Caine and Robert Duvall, who live out in the wilderness somewhere, um, in isolation. They've apparently they've just come back to the US after being abroad for 40 years, and they supposedly have some secret fortune stashed away. But the mother, Carrie Sedgwick, is a terrible mother, and she wants rid of the boy so she can go off and live her life, basically, to get the uncles to look after him. And because the men of honour, as much as they might argue about it initially, they agree to do it. And this is a coming of age story, basically. And this is Walter growing up with these two elderly gents who have a lot of experience of adventure and action in their life, which is told in the form of stories by Michael Caine to Haley Joel Osment's character Walter. He tells the tales of the adventures that they've had over in Africa and places like that, and that's told in like backstory. So they actually show these clips of the adventurous lives that they led in the Foreign Legion and out in Africa and things. And they get into all sorts of little adventures, one of which is where the title of the film comes from. They buy a second-hand lion with the intention of hunting it on their ranch, but when it arrives it's so old and broken down they don't see it as good sportsmanship, so Walter the boy offers to look after it, which they allow, and the boy and the lion, develop this bond and connection. And all the time he keeps telling these stories that are just fantastical by Michael Caine about Robert Duvall's adventures and his lost love in Africa and all this kind of stuff. And every night Robert Duvall's character wanders off into the night like some kind of lost soul, looking for his lost love, sleepwalking, and it gets to the point where it's clear that Robert Duvall basically wants to die in fairly extreme ways, until Haley Joel Osment's character convinces him to not do that and to please commit to him and raise him to be a man. So it's a really lovely coming of age story, this. And this is a film that I didn't see when it first came out. I would have had no interest in it at the time. This is a film that I saw, I think, for the first time on TV not that long ago, maybe 5 years ago, something like that. And I remember watching it, and it was such a heartwarming movie that I couldn't stop watching it. It was lovely. Really nice movie. Beautifully filmed. Superbly acted. I mean, of course, look at this cast. Robert Duvall and Michael Caine. And at the time of this movie, the supreme young actor at the time was Haley Joel Osment, obviously. Very talented young actor who is again wonderful in this movie. And this film is an absolute joy to watch. It really is. It's funny, charming, and emotional too. There are some scenes in this movie that will choke you up. It is very heartwarming and emotional at times, but it never crosses that line because it stays firmly in family movie territory. There's no language or anything like this in this movie. It has the adventurous side when it flicks back to their younger days in Africa. So it's got its action and adventure, and then the bonkers escapades that these two get into when they're older is just, it's fabulous to watch. All they do is spend their days waiting for door-to-door salesmen to drive up to their ranch for them to take pot shots at him with their rifles. And eventually Haley Joel Osment's character actually convinces them, hang on a minute, they might have something decent to sell. So then they fall into the trap of actually listening to the salesman and buying a load of crap that they don't need on the ranch. Which is, some of the stuff they buy is quite funny. So for me, this is one of, if you're looking for a really, really nice, easy movie to watch, even with your family, or not even, you don't have to be with your family, but if you want a nice, easy movie to watch that I guarantee you will bring a smile to your face while you're watching it and when it finishes, this is it. It's a real, real joy to watch of a movie, and a real, real surprise for me when I watched it, and I'm sure if you've never seen this movie, you will really get a lot of enjoyment out of it too. So if you've not seen Secondhand Lions, give it a go. It's a wonderful, wonderful, fun family movie that is a delight to watch. So highly recommended by me. Thank you very much for watching.